Hello everyone, GalacticStorm here, and today we are going to be doing our 11th episode of our Black Ops 3 Weapon Guide. Today we are going to be looking at the second SMG that you unlock, and that is the VMP. You will unlock this weapon automatically in Creator Class, but you do need a token to fully unlock it, like the rest of the weapons that are secondary. And for this thing, by similarities, it looks like Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It looks like the PW57 just by the front of it and the top of it. It looks similarly the same. Looks like adjustments have been made by it, and it looks like it has the design wise, or I would say the magazine design wise, of the MP7, which has the magazine on the bottom of the handle as well. So let's talk about the stats on this thing. The stats on this thing, the damage is pretty low. It takes about 4 to 6 shots to kill, and 4 to 5 in the head, depending on the range. And for range, it's 12 to 25 meters, which is pretty low for a SMG, which is pretty average. And penetration ability, it is average like most of the SMGs. Now, while it has low damage, it does make up with its rate of fire at 909 rounds per minute, which is pretty fast. Aim time on this thing is assault rifle wise at 250 milliseconds, which is not really good. It's the slowest aim time in the game for the SMG category. Hipfire is low like in the rest of the SMG category. The magazine capacity, however, is around the SMG size. It's at 40 at default and then 56 with extended magazine. Reload times are pretty swift, like the CUDA at 1.8 seconds, which is one of the fastest in the game. And accuracy, the recoil on this thing is pretty moderate. So, what are we going to be doing with class wise? Well, with this thing, we are going to be mixing a run and gun class with a stealthy twist. We are going to be adding perks and attachments to make it quiet and make sure that you go into the enemy lines without being detected by UAV and other sources. And for first things first, I'm going to put in my ice camo onto this thing because it looks pretty badass. I like how Treyarch did all the camos on this thing. But we're going to make sure that this thing is going to be all nice and quiet. And for first attachment, we are going to be going to the suppressor. Now people are saying that it would be a bad idea, but with the rate of fire, it would be counting as a good idea. It will get at the time of kill just one more shot, but you know the rate of fire on this thing's pretty good. And for our second attachment, we are going to be using fast mags, which makes the weapon reload a lot faster. 1.8 seconds is pretty fast, but in case you get mid-con firefight, you need it faster. And then for our perk 1 slot, we are going to be doing perk 1 greed, which will give us 2 perks from perk 1 slot. And for our first pick, we are going to be using the infamous Ghost, which will not let you be detected by UAVs, planting bombs, or defusing them, or controlling kill streaks, which is really, really good. And then for our second tier, we are going to be using it 6 cents. So you will be alerted by enemies that are nearby. And our second, for our perk 2 slot, we are going to be using Hardwire, which you're immune to pretty much the counter UAV, EMPs, power cores, trip mine, shock charges, and well, 2 other perks as well, 6 cents and that, and well, you know. And for our last thing, we are going to be using Gung Ho, which would hip fire your weapon, deploy equipment, and throw grenades while you're on the move, which is pretty good. And for my tactical slots, well, you pretty much have an idea what I'm going to be using, either concussion or flashbang to disorient the enemy. For this one, we're going to be using the flashbang, and then for our last slot, we are going to be choosing the LCAR 9 as a primitive backup in case you run out of ammo, and you can just quickly switch weapons and you can just get in there and just kill them and then find a replacement or just wait for them to reload, and I love that camo. So let's talk about the pros and cons on this thing. The pros on this thing, it has a very fast rate of fire, it has a quick time to kill, and it has a very fast reload, one of the best in the game. So that's a lot of good things to think about with this weapon. The cons of this thing, however, even it out, it has low damage, It has short range, and the LMGs, the sniper rifles, and assault rifles would easily kill you. Moderate recoil, and then the slow aiming time, slower than average aiming time, I would say. This game, I've gotten some really good games surprisingly with this weapon, and without further ado, let's make the VMP the VIG, or Very Important Gun.
Taken by the words that you say, the voice that carries them has kept me astray. Too soon to act on it, can we ever be? That all depends on what you're feeling from me. Let me show you all the way. Let me show you all the way. Let me show you all the ways, yeah. Let me show you all the ways. Taken by the words that you say, the voice that carries them has kept me astray. Too soon to act on it, can we ever be? That all depends on what you're feeling from me. Let me show you all the way. Let me show you all the way. Show you all the ways, yeah. Let me show you all the ways.
Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to vote, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that fun shit on my nizzle. And be sure to look at my Facebook page down below. I hope you guys are interested in watching if you're a Facebook person. In our next episode, we are going to be looking at the third SMG that you unlock, and that is the Weevil, which I'm really excited on doing. Until then, GalacticStorm saying, I'll see you guys later.